Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So let's start off with Kristen and Ava because I've been sitting there saying this for a hot minute. Okay, I genuinely like Kristen. I think she's a badass. I think she's a badass character, right? She's smart, beautiful, cunning. She's like a 2024 Sharon Stone. But when she starts doing this petty high school BS with Brady, you know, because Ava and Kristen ran into each other. They exchanged some words. Kristen smacks the fire out of Ava. Ava does the same thing in return. They exchange some more comments about Brady and everything, and it's just like, God damn, this is like this shit is annoying. And granted, I know that she's been doing this since you know John Black, but I'm like, God damn, like really? I mean, she had that whole thing with Alex going on, but she was all like, "Oh, we're not Brady. He's the father of my children." I'm like, okay, that's like this shit is so old. And she goes back to her house. She's talking to herself or a painting or whatever, and she's all like, "Oh, I can either get my brother." And one of the things she was just saying when she saw her, she was like, "Oh, I could sit there and sing you to the island like I did Sarah." And I'm like, it's like, "Oh, what am I gonna do to get you out my way?" I'm like, "Oh, right." Like it's just it's so stupid. Now Brady is telling Belle that he's going out with Ava, knowing her reputation, he's still sitting there going out with her anyway, and also has to sit there and update her on what Xander's been up to. Try to break his legs, try to kill him, and then ultimately gave him a job. Um, Now Belle says that she's going to be leaving the next morning, which I don't know if she is. I've heard from the grapevine different things, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Sean is talking to Justin, and Justin wants Sean's support to sit there and go towards Xander, which I don't really understand. Why did Xander just not get a PR person? Like seriously, why did he not just get a PR person? I guess maybe it's too late at this point. He just wants to sit there and stop her from. Okay, whatever. Anyway, Sean says no. He's Team Xander, and Justin comes back to sit there and tell Xander the bad news. While Xander is doing push-ups with Sarah on top of him because we needed a I guess we needed two shirtless teams. But Xander's like, nah, it's cool. I got some tricks in my sleeve. Don't worry about that. Justin leaves because Justin's like, yeah, I mean, Lord, I don't know anything what you got going on, so he leaves. Um, Sarah is nervous as hell. She's like, "What kind of trips do you got going on? Like, well, what do you got going on? What are you doing?" And I'm kind of just like, "Damn, it must be exhausting being married to somebody like him, where it's like you don't know what he's gonna do, who he's gonna hurt, if he's gonna kill. Like, how do you? I imagine them going through their rest of their marriage with Sarah having so many gray hairs because of her husband, which is like, is that really worth the trade off? Um, But Xander does sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I made sure that Philip doesn't have a lawyer, conflict of interest, whatever you want to call it, and their trial starts tomorrow or whatever the next day is for Salem." So Xander's like, looks like Philip is screwed. Meanwhile, Philip is answering the door, shirtless with Stephanie, and Stephanie talks about the PR gig that she's doing to try to get public perception on the side. And there's a point where it seems like Philip is about to tell Stephanie the truth about the forged letter, which I don't really understand why. Like, why would you going to do that? I don't get that. But he doesn't, and he's just hoping that it's going to be enough. He gets, there's a point where Stephanie's like, "Oh, so do you have a lawyer?" I'm like, "Don't you have a lawyer? Because you're going to need more than just a PR person." He calls, he gets pissed because his lawyer wound up backing out because of Xander. He knew that. So he wound up getting Belle. He has Belle to sit there and represent um, him. And most likely, Belle's going to want him doing it. Most likely, because at this point, what else is he going to get? Like, seriously, who else is he really going to get? They're not going to pay another extra, so they're just going to get Belle at this point. Sean seems like he's going to be sticking around. He did wind up getting the offer from Jada to be a detective again, and short of manpower and Rafe leaving, mostly due to ego, if we're going to be honest. Um, and after Sean apologizes to her for his last stint in town with her and Rafe and Talia, she forgives him, and he says he's going to stick around. So, which is cool, you know. Most likely, I feel that those two are going to get together because, you know, well, Rafe's track record, from what I understand, is not really good. So, yeah. Um, what else? Ava Ava texts Brady and tells her about the encounter that she had with Kristen, just to sit there and give him a heads up. He's already kind of annoyed because he already sat there and talked to Belle about that, like, oh yeah, Kristen's not gonna really be too happy about it, and I'm just like, it's just it's so exhausting. It's so petty. It's so high schoolish. For like somebody who is like in their damn 40s with a child, you're acting like a couple years older than your damn daughter, which is not saying much. Didn't you sit there and chastise Holly, and now you're in a lot of ways acting like the very teenage girl that you just sat there and chastised? I don't know. Yep, yep. I think that's pretty much about it. It was interesting though. Xander was what they're working on at the beginning, and Sarah's like, "How is this going to help your case?" And Xander was like, "Strong body, strong mind, or whatever." He's looking at this like it's going to be a gladiator sort of thing, and he's preparing for battle. And I'm just like, "Okay, bro, listen, then. None of that makes any sense. But if you want to sit there and put a shirtless scene in there, just do it. Just do it. Like really, just do it." I feel like that's about it. I would sit there and say this episode was okay. It wasn't terrible. I think it might have been a little bit better than yesterday. Um, I mean, at this point, see, here's the thing about soaps. They don't really do a lot of action scenes, a lot of slapping or hitting or anything like that. They don't do that anymore. And as petty and as sad and pathetic as this scene is between two grown ass women slapping each other pretty much for a man, you're kind of just like, at this point, I guess I'll just take it. Now, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I missed anything, come to the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. I'll see you in the next video.